Hey everyone, waiting for people to log in. I'm a couple minutes early, so I'm going to just hang out here. Okay, so we're going to get ready to start here a little bit early, so I will give people a little bit of time to log in. It's 11:01. I'll wait a couple moments. And we'll see what's going on. Going to get a few things situated here so that we have everything set up. And got a couple of things printing out that didn't print out as quickly as I wanted them to, so I'm just waiting for that. In the meantime, I want to talk to you about Safari and how to use it online. One of the things that the iPad comes with is a stock apps that allow you to do a lot of different things while you're using your iPad. And one of the ones that you may be using seamlessly but don't realize it is Safari to browse the web. Safari is one of those apps that's made by Apple, and it is a tool that everyone uses on their Apple devices without even thinking about it. Because if you want to Google something, or you want to search for something, or any website that you want to pull up, you're going to do it on Safari unless you're sophisticated enough to download another browser and install that on your iPad. And because a lot of the other browsers have lagged in creating the app that works, an app that works really well on the desktop, Safari and Chrome are probably the top two browsers and the ones that most people use. And I would say probably only more advanced users are going to be using Chrome. Most people are going to be using Safari. And most people use it without really learning how to manage the settings, manage the tabs, see what's going on, and coordinate it with any other devices that you may have. So this webinar is going to be all about managing Safari and learning how to use it to get the most out of it for your use. So let's talk here about, I'm going to bring up my iPad, put it on the screen. There we go. And one of the things, whoops, accidentally touched that. One of the things that you notice on my iPad that may be a little different from your iPad is that the arrangement of the icons is going to be unique to your device because everybody arranges it the way that it works for them. On my iPad, you can see that I've got Safari in the dock at the bottom left corner. The dock is the bottom section that doesn't move regardless of what screen you're looking at. And that's because I like Safari up in the front and accessible no matter where I am because it's something that I use all the time. To start with our webinar on Safari, we've actually got to start in the settings. And so what I want you to do is to touch settings. And from the settings app, we're going to scroll up on the left side until we see Safari right here. A couple of things. Actually, scroll back here and go to iCloud and make sure that Safari is enabled in iCloud. So this green button right here should be turned on for Safari. Then I want you to go to Safari in the settings here, and you'll see that these settings on the right all have to do with your preferences in the setup of Safari. The first thing that we should talk about is let's actually talk about what Safari is. Safari is an app, as I said before, and it's a certain kind of an app called a browser. A browser allows you to browse the World Wide Web. The internet is a collection of websites and information and all sorts of goodies, and you can search the internet and explore the internet using a browser. That is what Safari is. Other examples of browsers are Firefox, Chrome, Internet Explorer, Opera, and many others. However, today's webinar is all about Safari. And one of the tools that you use with a browser is a search engine. A search engine is a piece of software that allows you to look for things on the internet. So you can put in a word and search for pumpkin pie. You can put in a word and search for best Italian restaurants in my neighborhood. You can search for how to make chocolate chip cookies, anything like that. And on the iPad, you have several options. When you touch search engine at the top of this section here, you have the option to set your search engine. And the search engine is built in to the app. You set it in the settings and choose it right here. Now, one of the options that you also have here is to turn on the ability of the search engine to make suggestions for you. That's what the top two, actually that's what the top three buttons are all related to. As you type in things, a combination of letters and the social norms and what's going on, things will pop up in response to the letters that you're typing so that you don't have to type a full word or a full website. All of those things should be turned on. The next section, the general section, allows you to control how Safari operates. The first two are related to passwords being saved on your device, and you have the option to choose whether or not you want to turn those things on. I have them turned on. You can see here that I've got a whole bunch of things saved there. Autofill allows you to input your, or actually link your contact information with a contact card with Safari so that you can then automatically fill it in using the autofill function on Safari when you're buying something online or registering for something online. However, that autofill and this contact card where it says My Info is only as good as the information in the contact card. In your contact card that you list here, you want to make sure to include your name, your home address, or your business address, whatever you're going to use to ship things, your home phone number or billing phone number, and any other birth date. Sometimes you have to put in there any other salient thing, facts that you are required to fill in. If the registration or the purchase page includes those fields, they will be pulled from your contact. The things that I really want to talk about here are the favorites bar, the tab bar, and the block pop-ups bar tabs. These three things should be enabled. I don't like the open new tabs in background setting, because what happens is when you click on a tab, or rather when you click on a link and that link opens up a new page, you won't automatically be switched to it. And some people find that annoying or cumbersome, because many people don't manage their tabs or pages in Safari, and so you've got a zillion open and you don't know where to go or how to go to it. So in general, I find that for ease of use and functionality, it's much better to have open tabs and new background toggled off as I show it. That's about all we've got to do in Safari here. Give me one moment to get my... Okay, so let's open Safari. Let's see. You can see that I've got a number of pages open here, and I'm actually going to open a blank page. This is a blank page. And what I want to first talk about is what you see on the page that is blank that may not look like it's blank. At the top of the page, you've got two arrows, one facing to the left, one facing to the right. You've got the blue bookmarks icon, which is this icon right here. You've got the URL or the search bar. In this section right here, you have the ability to search by entering a word, a phrase, or you can actually type in a website, facebook.com, cnn.com. Or you can search for anything that you want. You can search by phrase or by word. You can search anything that's been indexed on the web without any information about it, just to find information about it. Then we've got also this grayed out icon here, which is called the share tool, or the share icon, the plus icon, and we've got the pages icon. To understand how to use Safari, we've also got to understand the importance of these little pictures or icons, because the icons hold the key to operating and using the app, as they do in everything in the Apple world. These icons are little pictographs that are shortcuts. They're not going to say the words, here are your bookmarks, this is how you open a new page, or this is where you can see all the pages you have opened. They use the little pictures because there's a limited amount of real estate. You've got a little 9.7 inch by 6 inches or whatever device, and you want to make it as usable and as uncluttered as possible. So let's talk about what we're seeing front and center. I have a blank page. You're going to think that it's not a blank page because there's all this stuff here. These things, these little icons on the page, are things that I have bookmarked. And they're displayed here as well as here. If I touch the bookmarks icon and I'm on the bookmarks section, all of these things that are displayed on the right side are also displayed in the exact same order on the left side under the favorites section. When we're talking about bookmarks, there are two types of bookmarks. A regular bookmark is just something that you save for reference to later. Favorites are a special kind of bookmark. Favorites can go across the top of the page right here so that you can see them and have shortcuts to accessing your favorites. They're really useful and functional if are websites that you go to every day. Rather than having to type in the name of the website, you can just open any, let's see if I can, you can just open any bookmark or shortcut by touching it, and it will pull up a web page. That way I don't have to type it in. It's a favorite, and there it is. The other thing that you have here, so the bookmark toggles on and off. Bookmarks are viewable by touching this icon. When the icon is active or in use, it's blue. When it is not in use, it's just a plain icon like that. Now, one of the things that you're going to notice when you are using the bookmark section is that you've got these 3 tabbed menu at the top. You've got the bookmarks on the left, you've got reading list on the right, and you've got the Twitter section on the right. Each one of these represent a separate page that are viewable by touching the page. The reading list is where you can save things that you have marked to put on your reading list for reading later. And this section is anyone that you follow on Twitter that tweets a link will be displayed here. If you're not using Twitter, then that section is going to be blank. In the bookmark section, you have also several ways of viewing this. If you want to see only your favorites, and your favorites again are those things that go across the top of the page right here, that are displayed there as a shortcut for your comfort and ease, you have to touch favorites. If you want to see all of your bookmarks, then everything that you have in bookmarks menu will be there. These things are just generally saved unless you put them into folders. And if you have them in folders, that's where you're going to see them. And you also have access right here to your history. Anything you've done and looked up or done on Safari that's not in a private tab will be viewable through your history. Again, to see those things on the left side, you touch the bookmarks icon. To turn it off, you touch it again so it's displayed like this. Now, I happen to have a web page up, my web page. And on the search bar or the URL bar, you can see the name of the website, and you also see these little lines right here on the, right here. You can see the little lines, and those lines are going to give you what's called the reader view. The reader view takes away all of the ads and all of the clutter and allows you to view the page in a simple reading text fashion. If I touch that on this page, all you're going to see is the text. When you toggle it off, it's the full page with pictures and everything else that's on the page. The little icon right here to the right of the URL or the website address is called the refresh icon. If you have trouble loading a page and it's blank or it's stuck or something's going on and you're not sure what it is, you want to refresh and reload that page. That's what that icon does. If you touch it, the page will just reload and hopefully get rid of any problems that you might have. To the right of that, we've got the share icon, and what you'll notice now is when I originally pulled up Safari and had a blank page on, the arrows were grayed out and the share icon was grayed out. If your page is blank, there's nothing to share, and that would be why that icon is not available. Like if I go here and touch the plus button, which opens a new page and it's blank, the share icon is grayed out and the forward and backward arrows are grayed out because there's nothing to share. We've never searched for anything, never looked at any website, so you can't go back and forth between previous pages that you've been browsing on. Here, I went to one other page. If I go forward, we're going to see I accidentally clicked on this website, something about getting birth certificates. When I'm on that website, I only have one choice to go backwards, and the only place I was my website. If I go forward, I never went any place beyond there, so now the forward arrow is grayed out because there's nowhere else to go. The share icon is probably one of your most favorite places or things to use on your device because it allows you to share things with people or other apps on your iPad. So if you wanted to share this website and tell somebody else about it, you would touch the share icon, and then you have all of these options. You can text someone, you can email someone the link, you can create a reminder, you can pin it, and all of the options rather that you're going to have on the top line of the share toolbox are related to the apps that you have on your iPad. So if you don't have Pinterest or you don't have Evernote or Twitter or any of these other things, it's because you don't have that app on your iPad. Whatever you have here is a function that on the top bar where you've got the pretty colored icons is related to the apps on your iPad. On the bottom section, this is where you can either use a password management app like I have here, 1Password. You can create a bookmark, which would be to save the website you're currently viewing. And you have a choice when you create a bookmark how to create it as a favorite or a regular bookmark. You can add it to the reading list. The reading list allows you to save a website and read it later when you have time. Doesn't quite rise to the level of a favorite because you want to just save it for reading and then you can delete it. You don't have time to review it. It's something you wanted to look at and read. If you want to add it to the home screen, that will create a desktop shortcut or a home screen shortcut that will put the link to this website through Safari onto your iPad. You can copy the link, you can print the page, you can add it to your favorites. Remember, favorites are a special level of bookmark. They are the most frequently used websites, and that's why you would want to put something on your favorites. That's that section that's up here and viewable just underneath the search box. You can search for a term on the page, or you can request the desktop site. The iPad is a mobile device. Many times what you're going to see on your iPad when you're bringing up a website does not correspond with what you see if you're on a computer. That's because you've got less real estate, as I like to say. It's a smaller area, and there's not enough space to display all of the stuff that there is to display on a laptop or a computer screen. So they give you a mobile version, which is a cleaner, smaller version of the website. But a lot of the times it loses functionality or it's hard to find things. And if you're having that trouble and you request the desktop site, then you're going to be able to see the website as you would if you logged in via a computer. And on my website, I'm not sure that there's a huge difference, but that's what it looks like if you are requesting the desktop website. So that's the share extension. You either can share it with somebody outside of the iPad or with another app within the iPad that you have based on what you've got. Now, the next icon is the plus sign, and the plus sign allows you to open a new page, or as it's called or referred to in your browser, a new tab. If you open a new tab, it opens a new blank page. And you can tell how many pages you've got here by looking at these segments. They're kind of like the cutouts in a manila folder. If you click on one segment or another, I'm going to go here. That's another page, another instance of my website. I'm going to touch the cauliflower section here, and that's a page that has to do, or a tab that has to do with cauliflower pizza crust. And here's another tab, and that is a boutique of a client of mine. Check her out. She has great stuff. So that's what the plus sign does. It allows you to open a new page. Now, you can see that as I switch from page to page or tab to tab, that some of the names of the pages are obliterated because I've got so many open that I can't see everything that I've got open. The next icon is the pages icon. If you touch the pages, it will display all of the information, all of the tabs that you have open in Safari. Here you can see that I've got 11 tabs open. 11 tabs are separate pages in Safari, and you'll notice that in this view I have the option of touching the X to close a page, touching an X to close a page, or if I touch the page, I can go directly to it. Just like if I touch the tab on the iPad, I can go directly to it. The other way that you can close out the tabs is by just touching your page and kind of flicking it to the left. You can flick it to the left, flick it to the left, flick it to the left. Wherever you are, you can just flick it to the left, and that closes out the page. When I'm done here, I touch done. And now what you can see is I've only got 4 tabs open in Safari. Now you can see the full name of each of those tabs, and it's much easier to switch between. One of the things that's really important when you're using Safari is to understand that there is no limit, or at least I can't, maybe it's 50 pages now or something. There used to be a 10-page limit a long time ago. I can't remember exactly which operating system, but there used to be a 10-page limit, 10-tab limit, and now there is a much greater limit. If you don't close out all your pages every once in a while, and I'm not talking about closing out the app, which you do by double tapping on the home page and then flicking the app up in the air to close it out. Double tap on the home page and flick up Safari. That closes out the app and essentially refreshes the app if you're having trouble. There's no need to do that unless you're having problems with Safari and how it's working. Contrary to popular belief, closing out apps is not necessary to save battery life. However, if the app isn't functioning or there's something going wrong, you want to close it out and refresh it and open it up again to use it. The other thing that may happen occasionally with Safari, if you don't manage the tabs you have open, manage the pages you have open, is that it may be really slow or not work as well. So it's really important to make sure that you close out all your pages every once in a while and give it a chance to refresh and reload from scratch. And you do that by just flicking out every page or touching the X on every page. Now that I've closed out every page, I have a new blank page again. If I touch the URL of the search bar and start typing in a new website, I'm just going to pull up my website again. If I type in a new website, then I can just pull it up. And I start fresh, and there's nothing in that tab bar. Nothing in that tab bar. That I have if I've got multiple pages open. So here you can see there's nothing there. If I open this tab bar and open a brand new page, and I go to, let's just open my my client's website again. If I go here, heart, there we go, and open up this website, now you can see that I've got, where is that? Jeez Louise. Heart Boutique. Okay, I'm having trouble with the website. Hold on. Heart Boutique.com. There we go. Okay, now you can see I've got two tabs or two pages open. And to switch between them, I merely touch the tab at the top, and then I'm going between them no matter what. If you are wanting to use Safari to compare a couple of different things, say you wanted to find cauliflower recipes, cauliflower pizza crust recipes, I've got a whole bunch of suggestions here on this page. If I touch and hold on that link, I can open this in a new tab, and I'm in the new tab. If I go back to the search page, which is in a separate tab, I can go here and open up a new one in a new tab. So now I've got this one by Damn Delicious and this one by the Food Network, and I can go back and forth and compare them however I want, and see which one I want to use if I want to use that one. Or I can go back to this search one and search for some more things. So that's what is important about using pages or tabs and recognizing that you have pages or tabs open in Safari. And you can view that again by touching the pages icon and either touching a page to review it or dragging a page to the left and flicking it to close it out. Now, one of the things that you're going to see if you've got other Apple devices when you're in this page view, you can see here that I've got other devices. I've got my phone, my laptop, and my personal iPad. And right here is a list of all of the pages or tabs that I have open on those devices. Not only am I able to go to one of those tabs here on my iPad by just touching it. If I touch this link, it automatically is going to open on this iPad, and I can review that article and read it and learn about whatever it was I wanted to learn at the time that I saved it. If I also realize that I don't want that, if I'm done with these things, I can touch the line gently and close it, touch the line gently and close it, so that I can close out all of the tabs on my other devices to make sure that they are the most functional. So that's a great feature if you've got a lot of things or multiple devices that are Apple devices. It allows you to view things on a larger device. So many times I will pull something up on my phone and not have the time or not be able to view it or not want to view it because it's a smaller device and I want to save it for reading later. This is how I access it, by going here to the Pages tab and then pulling it up from that list and reading it on my larger device. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is creating a bookmark. If you want to create a bookmark, you're going to do it by touching the share icon and touching add bookmark, and then you have this option right here. So what pops up is the name of the page as created by the owner of the page. And that's where my cursor is. You can see it says the Tech Wizard. The line underneath that is the actual link, and the location of the bookmark is what you have the option of setting. If this is one that you're going to be accessing every day or very frequently and you want it in the favorites bar, it should go in the favorites section. If it's not, and it's just a generalized bookmark, you can see that I've got a huge section of favorites. And so if I want to put that somewhere in the favorites section, then I can choose any one of these places to put it if I want. Or I can just put it in the regular bookmark section, which is buried deep within here, because my bookmarking is so full of stuff, and I can't even find that here. But once you've bookmarked it, then it's going to appear up here, and because I have more than will fit across the top, I'm going to scroll down here to the bottom, and there's the page I just bookmarked. I touch it, and it's right there. Or if I touch bookmarks, now, a couple of different things to point out here. To create a bookmark, you must use the share icon, which is this tool right here, and add the bookmark. If I want to see things that I've already bookmarked, I touch the bookmarks icon, and then I can go from any one of these to the bookmarked page. I also can do that from up here in my favorites bar. That's why I've got the favorites bar, so that I don't have to use the bookmarks tab there unless it's absolutely necessary. So creating bookmarks and using the favorites toolbar are really important to creating a good and easy user-friendly surface in Safari. Now, when I create a search or do a search, and I want to, let's see if I want to, I'll do a search for umbrellas. Now you can see that some stuff comes up. First of all, there's a song called Umbrellas, Google search umbrellas. I'm just doing a regular old search. And in the keyboard, it says go. I'm just going to touch go. And here is everything that I want to know about umbrellas and places to find them. Now, remember in our settings, I chose the Google search engine, and you can see here the Google icon. And all that means is I am using Google as the search engine or the software platform that runs my searches. If I want to compare Google to something else, say I want to pull up Yahoo, and I want to search using Yahoo, which I never want to do, I can also put umbrellas in Yahoo and search, and I can compare the search results between Yahoo and Google by just using different pages. So you can use a different search engine anytime you want. If I want to use, let's see, Bing, I can also use Bing and search for umbrellas. And then I can compare the results that I get on Bing, Yahoo, and Google. So just because I've set Google as my default search tool or search engine doesn't mean I can't search using other search engine providers by pulling up their homepage. Let's see what else we've got. Bookmarks. And search engines. Okay, scrolling on the iPad in Safari. To scroll in the iPad in Safari on your page, you just need to use one finger to go up and down. You'll notice that as you're scrolling down the page, your finger is moving up. And when you do that, the search bar, or the toolbar rather, is not visible. To get the toolbar to be visible, you just need to drag down on the page. And when you drag down on the page, you have your toolbar visible, meaning your icons and the search box, your favorites bar, and everything like that. So it's all visible right there. If you swipe from right to left in Safari using your fingers, let's see, how is this 3 fingers? You can shoot, for some reason it's not working here, so I'm not going to mess with it right now, but you can swipe between tabs using a gesture. And the other thing that you can do is you can zoom in on something by using a 2-finger spread, or you can zoom back out by pinching. Why isn't this darn thing working? Okay, so that goes from app to app. That's not what we want. We want to use 4 fingers to go this way. Okay, I'm not going to mess with it. They've changed something in Safari with regard to the gesture usage. Now, the other thing that you can do, if you use the gestures and you pinch with 2 fingers like I just did, you can get the page view. Let me demonstrate that again. I am pinching with 2 fingers and kind of snapping my fingers shut. You can view the pages that you have open without touching the pages icon. If you double tap anywhere, it's going to give you a zoom in, but it's a set 50% zoom in. If you use your fingers and spread them apart, 2 fingers to spread them apart, you can zoom in and zoom out. If you are scrolling on a page and you want to quickly go to the top of the page, oops, you can touch the top frame of your page on the iPad, and it takes you to the top of the page on the website. That's a double tap. I'm going to do it again. A double tap at the top, and it takes you to the top of the page. Let's see what else we've got here. If you want to open another page in a separate tab, I demonstrated this before, but with the cauliflower recipes, let me show you again. I've got this page open. Say I want to open Amazon and I want to look at it, but I want to keep, oops, I want to keep the other page. Hold on. Let me fix this up here. Whoops. Oops, wrong ones. Okay, here we go. My screen open again. Sorry about that. The app closed. I was fiddling around too much. Let's go back to Safari. Okay, so let's talk about this again. If you are browsing and you want to open this page in a new tab, keep this tab, the general search tab page open. You can touch and hold on any link, and you have the ability to choose to add it to your reading list right from here, or you can open it in a new tab, and it will open the new tab and keep the original page open or the tab open, as you can see right here. So touching and holding is a great tool that gives you many options. If you touch and hold on a picture sometimes, It also will may allow you, depending upon the copyright issues that are associated with the picture, it may allow you to change, to save that picture to your iPad. And I will demonstrate this by touching and holding on the image. You can save the image and it goes to your Photos app right there on your device. Now, one of the other things that happens is when you close tabs, sometimes you close them and you didn't mean to close them. If that happens to you, you can, a kind of a hidden one, a hidden use of the plus tab, the plus icon, is to see your recently closed tabs. I closed these tabs just now, and if I wanted to open it up, I can access it really quickly. I can also access it using the history feature of the bookmarks bar, but it's much easier to access it by touching and holding the plus icon and then choosing the page that you want to reopen. Okay, let's see. One of the last things I want to talk about, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on it because it can be a confusing element, is searching in private mode. When you search in private mode, you are not allowing your computer or anybody else to track you, not allowing your search history to be recorded on your device. No one else sees this search history except you. And using private mode all the time can, it has different functionality. So there are many things that won't work properly or as you expect them to work if you're searching or browsing in private mode. So let me just demonstrate what that looks like and how you access it and how you turn it off. You can see that on my Safari right now, the app at the top is, the background is all white, where the icons are is all white. If I touch the, oops, not that one. If I touch the Pages icon, right up here on the left side is private. If I touch, I now can open a private page. And my Safari just froze. Okay, so this is a great, I love it when things don't work when I'm teaching. My app froze. Nothing's working. You see right here how I've got the app won't respond. I'm touching it and it won't respond. So when something stops working, that's when you use the little tool to close out the app. And it's not deleting the app, it's just closing it out. And you do that by double tapping the home button, getting this little floaty thing, the app switcher to appear. You touch and hold lightly on the square of the app, and you see this says Safari, the icon's at the top. I'm going to close out Safari right here. I'm going to reopen it. And there is where I left off, but it was frozen. This is the private browsing mode. You can see that private is highlighted in white. That means it's active. If I touch the page, this is a private page. It will not appear in my search history, and none of my saved password information will work here or be accessible, and I won't know about anything else that I've done in this section of the private browsing. I would really encourage you not on a regular basis, not browse in the private mode. As I said, it strips away some of the functionality. If you're doing something that you want to keep secret or not have anybody see, that's okay. But then switch back, close out all your tabs, just the same way we do in the other side. Switch back to regular mode and begin your browsing there. One of the things that I want to mention here again is this blank page. My blank page is full of these little icons. These little icons are the shortcuts that are also in my favorites toolbar. It's just another easy way to access the same favorites. Nothing, tricky or suspicious about it. Google's up here, Google's right here. and it also is just an easy visual way. The iPad is visually designed. It's designed for you to respond to the pictures and the icons and to touch them to operate it, as opposed to looking for words. So that's why on a blank page, your favorites are displayed in this little picture kind of way. Still a blank page. There's nothing on the page until you type something. And one of the other things that I want to point out, when you're typing a website, for example, if you type CNN, first of all, I don't have to type anything there because it's already got .com. And if I just hit go, it'll search for CNN.com. But also, if I touch and hold on the period in the browser search box only, I can also avoid typing in that appendage that goes, you have a multiple, notice that you've got .com, .net, .org, .edu. You touch and slide your finger up over the blue section, the section that you want, and let go, and that's automatically typed in the search bar. That's a special little keyboard shortcut that is activated only when you're in a browser search box. So the same works in Chrome as it does in Safari here. Okay, so that's it. If you've got any questions or want to let me know about any problems that you have or you encounter or experience, please let me know. Send me information. I'm going to put it here, help@thetechwizard.com, and I'll be glad to respond to those questions as I am able. Hope you've learned a lot, and I'll see you next time.